Lee Mallett from Mallett Buildings. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. So let's get started. Okay, so we got about yeah, we've been in business for 26 years. We are fully licensed. We got 500 plus reviews on BBB. We give back to the community. We offer the classic, signature, and elite. Unmatched craftsmanship for 26 years, folks. That's what we have. Unmatched. Backed by the use of #1 kill-dried, ground-treated lumber with a lifetime warranty against termites, rot, fungal decay, and rust. Unlike steel people. We've been through 16 hurricanes. Folks, nobody else can say that. Nobody. You should feel assured when you do business with us, we're going to build a building that can go through, take the test of a hurricane. And we're in hurricane season, right? So be concerned about it. Hey, anytime you get a building from Mallett Buildings, we're going to get a spec sheet in all 3 of our buildings. So that whenever you call a competitor, that competitor has to match exactly what the spec sheet is. When we bid on government jobs, state jobs, whatever, you always bid on the spec sheet to compare. And if I get a spec sheet, I will beat him by $1,000 if it's apples to apples. Isn't that fair? Isn't that the way it should be? Why should you get all this, or me compete against a guy who's not giving you all this for $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper? Apples to apples. Okay? Because they'll all tell you, oh, we build the same things. No, that's not true. That's just not true, folks. What did I get into here? Mallett.
Go to the back, to
huh?
the front. You're at the very end, past his program. You're on his back.
Give me back. Technical difficulty. I see what it is. Now let me start over. See, got my technical man messed me up today. Hey, $500 discount every week. Military personnel, healthcare workers, educators, and first responders. Hey, $1,000 off the Elite or Signature building when you comment cash under any live video this week. Every week that thing goes into play. All right, this week we got a classic building, 56.5. If you notice, I got a competitor out there who's trying to sell this for about $3,000 or $4,000 more than me. And he's not going to give you what I give you. So if you want to buy this building, it's on sale right now for $56.5. This is what it comes with. And I'm going to beat the closest person advertising by about $3,000 or $4,000, maybe $5,000. But folks, you want that building? Give us a call. We're going to sell it to you. Hey, you got the classic building. It's on special this week. You're going to get standard 2x8 trusses, standard 5-on-12 roof pitch. Nobody has what we have, which is the cable retention. And remember, all 2x8 scissor trusses. Actually, most people, it's a ceiling. Okay, it's a 2x8. I know them as scissors, but it's a vaulted ceiling. A vault may make it easier for you to understand. It's like a cathedral. Okay, got to get more headroom. Now look, 4-year workmanship warranty, 26 gauge metal, 5-on-12 roof pitch, not 4-on-12, and we're going to put a cable retention system on there. And we use 4,000 PSI concrete in all our buildings. We build a better building. So call and ask about this building. It's on sale. How about the next one? Hey, I got a class at 30 by 30. Same thing. It's on sale also. And I got a 40 by 50 by 12. You call one of my guys, they're going to give you a price immediately on these buildings. So give us a call. We'll get your price because these buildings are on sale. And you're going to get standard 2x8 trusses, standard 5-on-12 pitch on all these classic buildings. Now the Elite Series. Hey, we got all 3 of these sizes on sale. And this week, you get a 10 by 20 gable extension free. And you get to pick your height. Free and no extra charge. These are free items, which is a value of around $17,000. So if you want to buy a Elite Series that has everything like that's in it, and it is the best building in the business, folks, you can get this for free, which is a $17,000 value. So call one of my building specialists. They'll work you up a quote on that baby, and I'll tell you what, you're going to love it because you're going to get $17,000 worth of value. Normally, we would charge to add a 10 by 12. That's 200 extra square feet you're going to get, right? And there's always an upcharge to go higher. Not this week. This week, you get it for free. It is free. Who's that? Oh, okay. All right, let's move on. Hey, we still got the Cages Oasis. You need a temperature control building behind your house. You want to make a swimming pool house, an apartment, outdoor kitchen, hey, a man cave, whatever you want, you're going to get this for $29,999. Look what you get, folks. 3-ton unit included. That's a $7,500 value. Electrical package worth $6,000. Folks, this is one hell of a deal. Look, and it's an elite package building. It's going to come with the 10-year workmanship warranty, 145 mile an hour, secure watch, owner sell. Okay, 26 years. It is the best building. You want something really nice behind your house? This is the ticket. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to my engineer. He's going to talk about some things today. I'm going to go back to work on something else. I just wanted to come do the first part of the show. So I'm going to turn it over to Daryl Forsell, our sitting engineer. Daryl, you going to take over? If y'all don't know him, this is Daryl Forsell. He is a licensed civil engineer for what, how many years?
35.
35 years. While we're talking about licensed engineers, we're a licensed engineering firm. I challenge you to call anybody that competes with us and ask them if they have an engineer on staff watching what they're doing. They don't. And they're never going to. They got somebody stamping them. We don't know what's really going on. But we have somebody who oversees everything is Mr. Forsell. So Daryl, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you, folks, for listening. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
So today I'm going to talk about two different things. And one thing that I wanted to mention was about the wings that we have on our buildings. And when you're planning one of our buildings, the things you have to consider with the wings. Now, this is
It's got a couple seconds lag. You just stepped off camera.
someone is
You what?
It's got a couple seconds of lag time. You came to
18 foot height, and the tallest that we go is 20 feet, but and there's the inside, the interior of the building, but this is a typical wing that you see here. Now let's go back. You know, the whole thing about wings, the whole thing about engineering, as you know, is that numbers don't lie. And they don't lie it's not just in the engineering world, it's in the physical world. They don't lie. But the great thing about engineering and design is that you figure out this stuff before you do it instead of after you do it. And for a wing, the critical thing is a lot of times there will be a roll-up door that goes right up to the bottom of this wing, say at 9 feet. And so if you have a vehicle that's going to be coming in here, you need to know that for a 10-foot wing extension, you can expect that this is going to be at about 2 feet or 2.5 feet below this top. So you're going to be down for 9 feet. You're going to be down at 8.5 feet right here. And so, and like if for these people that have this 2-story structure that we were talking about, if they have a wing and part of their, maybe they want a wing that goes all the way down one side. Well, they need to realize that, you know, they've got a 9-foot story height, so maybe they've got a garage. Wait, other way. Maybe in this garage part, this door right here is going to be. You're going to be looking at like a 7.5 foot height right there. And why is that? Well, that's just because the numbers don't lie. That roof's coming, the slope of the wings coming down, and it's going to be hitting below that mark there. And so it's just something that you have to closely consider. A lot of times people will have existing Mallett buildings. They'll want to do a wing extension to dress up their building, and it does dress up a building, but at times it reduces the clearance on your garage door. So it's just something that you have to consider, because we can't do anything to change it. On the wings, we reduce our truss carriers to 2x8s instead of 2x12, so there you gain a few inches. But we can't do anything about the heel height of this monotruss, and we can't do anything about the slope because we need that slope to be somewhere around 1.5 inches per foot so that it will drain properly. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of numbers is these tube buildings. Now, I don't really want to go as hard against our competition as Trent and Lee do, because I'm going to be a little nicer than them. But I just wonder about these tube buildings. And the reason I bring this up is because when I read my newspaper on my phone, I get all these ads, and I don't know if I guess my phone is listening to me, or maybe my phone sees Mallett Building attached to me. And anyway, I get all these ads, and so I did a few numbers. So most of the time, these tubes are between 2 and 4 inches. Now these particular tubes look much less than 4 inches. I would say that these tubes are about 2.5 inches. And when you compare a 2.5 to 4 inch, well, let's just go with the big number 4, which it really, that's giving them the benefit of the doubt, because that's not 4. So if you take one of our posts, a 6x6 post, and you look at the deflection in that post under loading, if it's 12 foot tall, then you compare that to, well, what kind of tube would I need? Well, you would need a 10 gauge 4x4 tube, okay? To have the same deflection resistance. And so for these folks, I read on their website when I get these ads while I'm reading the newspaper, and I even see where it says certified for 150 mile an hour wind load. And now I've never seen the stamped calculation. And so I can't begin to tear into their calculations because I haven't seen them. But all I can tell you is if you do a comparison, there's no way that it works. If you go apples to apples, that tubular building is going to have much more deflection than our building. And I've said this before. The Mallett building does not, we don't take the design wind load and see how skinny we can make everything so that it will meet those wind load characteristics. Now that's the way steel buildings are designed. It's how skinny can I make it and it'll still pass. We find out what it needs, and then we go extra with it. And I've talked about this a lot, but the 2x8, and I see here Trent and Mr. Lee have been talking about it also, a 2x8 compared to a 2x6, you see the difference. And we put 2x8s on our top and bottom cord. And the 2x12s, for our trusses, for our truss carriers compared to our competitors' 2x8 truss carriers, we just go the extra mile. We build a stout, strong building. And if you just look at this picture, I mean, whether you're an engineer or not, I think flimsy is what comes to mind. Now, this is a 4x4, I think, 4x4 16 gauge tube. And look how skinny that looks. And it is, it's flimsy. And it has very little deflection resistance. And then, you know, if you look at this building, I don't know if you can see this picture, it's kind of poor. But look at the height of that member. And like I say, that's not a 4x4 member. That's 2.5 probably. I don't think it's 3. And so the deflection resistance is not much. And I would love to see what the design deflection of this particular member is under wind load. And I would love to see the anchor calculation there. Because, you know, light gauge metal, when it's loaded, it will rip. It will rip out. And we've even shown photos of tubular buildings that have blown off the slab and blown down the road. And so the only reason I mention that is because I get these ads when I read the newspaper. And so you just need to give us a call if you're looking for a storage building, if you're looking for an accessory to your house, because our building is a great building and it's a great looking building. And you know, the 5-on-12 pitch, you know, the higher the pitch you go, the 5-on-12 pitch is a great pitch for a building, and it will fit in to the look of your house, and it'll be a nice looking addition to your property, and it will add value to your property. The Mallett building will add value. So the numbers don't lie, and just remember that, and give us a call and get one of our